We all remember that skull-cracking, back-breaking, and gut-busting action that Final Fight had to offer. But what about Capcom's other side-scrolling games? Did they capture that button-mashing action? Cadillacs and Dinosaurs certainly did. Now, it had more choices and characters than Final Fight, and even more weapons. It took place in a post-apocalyptic world where man and dinosaur walked together. Now, I don't think it got the attention it deserved in the arcades at the time because other fighting games took the lead. So let's check out Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was released in the arcades back in 1993. The game was a spin-off of a comic book series called Xenozoic Tales. There was also an animated series released the same year the game hit the arcades. Now through the review I'm going to refer to Final Fight a lot because you will notice many similarities in characters and gameplay because the game was made by Capcom and they took many ideas from Final Fight. In Final Fight you could select from 3 characters, but here you are given a choice of 4 characters. The wider variety is really a nice touch, giving you more options in the fighting styles to play. Starting from left to right, Jack has a very balanced skill level and plays a lot like Cody from Final Fight. Then you have Hannah, who has many similarities to Guy from Final Fight. She uses martial arts style and has a higher skill. Mustafa uses a kickboxer style and has excellent reach. Sometimes it's just what you need to get the upper hand on the enemies. The last character is Mes Obradovic. Right away you'll notice the similarities to the wrestling style that Hagar uses in Final Fight. His pile drivers are very powerful and it takes less hits to finish off the enemy. You must beat your enemies into submission through 8 levels of action, using any means necessary. In this beat-em-up action game they included guns and grenades you can find along the way. In Final Fight you were limited to throwing knives and swords, but here you get the additional weapons you can interact with, which mixes up the game style a bit. They tried something a little different in this beat-em-up action game by adding a level where you drive your souped-up Cadillac through waves of barrels and enemies. Eventually you come to a gang member that is on a motorcycle. He throws waves of explosives at you, and he's insanely hard to hit. You just have to keep trying to run the maniac over with your caddy. The game has many other memorable moments, like the level when you have to dodge the dinosaur's feet and fight enemies at the same time. If you time it just right, the dinosaur will stomp on your enemies, making your job much easier. In other areas, the poachers are beating up the dinosaurs, making them angry, so they go after you. After smacking them around a bit, they settle back down, and you can focus your attention back on the poacher. Now the bosses are typical of any arcade beat-em-up game like this. They stole more quarters than the Grinch stole presents. You found yourself feeding the arcade game till your pockets were empty. The final boss is no joke. He has multiple forms and he definitely gives you a run for your money, literally. He is a scientist gone mad and he's out to finish you off for trying to spoil his plans. Through the game you learn that poachers are out killing and capturing dinosaurs for a mad scientist's experiment to change man into half-dinosaur monster. He believes that humans must evolve into something more to adapt to the times of the world. I would have to say that's pretty sadistic. The graphics are typical for Capcom style. They had some cool enemy animations and a variety of colors that made the game look great. The cutscenes use a comic-style graphic when showing the characters talking. They probably use this because the game was born from a comic series, so they continue to use that theme. The sound is action-packed and adds to the game's fast-paced action. Like Final Fight, it has some killer soundtracks and does not disappoint.
Well, that's Cadillacs and Dinosaurs for you. If you enjoyed Final Fight, then you'll probably enjoy this one. I would recommend checking it out. See you on the next review.